Hello, my name is Satya, and today I will be speaking to you about battling retail shoplifting in Meijer stores. Is this what you want your customers to see in front of your store? Would you want to bring your children to this location? What policy should retail stores implement to battle shoplifters while also preserving their professional public image? Shoplifting is defined as the theft of merchandise from retailers that are open for business to customers at the time of theft. Despite sustained investments in retail security such as uniformed guards, CCTV cameras, shoplifting remains a substantial problem for most retailers. In 2011 alone, shoplifting accounted for an estimated $51 billion in worldwide retail losses. Shoplifting affects more than just the offender. It burdens the police and courts, costs consumers more for goods, and costs communities lost dollars in sales taxes, contributing to an overall loss of worker morale and possible physical and psychological damages. In order to battle these losses, we propose a policy that retailers can take in dealing with the suspected shoplifters. To prosecute a shoplifter, you must see the person take and conceal the item and attempt to leave the store without paying for it. The shoplifter must be watched continuously to verify that the merchandise has not been paid for. The apprehension of a shoplifter should always be made after the person has passed the checkout counter or has left the establishment. If and only if the employee has witnessed these conditions, can he or she proceed to another set of steps that details questioning and, if appropriate, prosecuting the shoplifter. When dealing with the suspected shoplifter, do not use force, elevate your voice significantly, or lay your hands on the subject. If the suspected shoplifter agrees to re-enter the store and it is found that he or she has only stolen merchandise summing to less than $25 in value, then the individual should not be prosecuted. However, his or her identification information should be recorded along with their picture. The retailer should only prosecute repeat offenders or subjects who steal merchandise more than $25 in value. The rationale behind these steps will be given later on in this presentation. From the point of view of a business that has zero tolerance for shoplifting, they might argue that 1. The store should prosecute any individual who is caught shoplifting, regardless of the value of the stolen merchandise, or 2. If a shoplifter resists questioning by a security guard and proceeds to flee, the guard should proceed to run after the offender in order to retrieve the merchandise so the retailer does not lose the profit tied to those goods. And 3. If an employee sees a customer exit the store and has any suspicion whatsoever that the customer has shoplifted, immediately question the individual, even if it risks making a false accusation. In terms of some of the information we use to form our policy, we reference several shoplifting statistics from the Encyclopedia of Social Deviance and the National Shoplifting Association. Most of the suggested policy was inspired by the Pharmacist Mutual Company's Insurance Solutions template for pharmacies creating their own shoplifting policy. According to Walmart's reasoning, the bulk of stolen merchandise is taken by repeat shoplifters, those who steal more than $25, and organized crime rings. Walmart argues that these are the only cases where it is worth calling the police and prosecuting offenders. Considering Walmart and Meijer are both very similar retail chains with similar shoplifting offenders, we believe Meijer should adopt a similar shoplifting policy. The rationale behind our proposal is as follows. We believe that Meijer should only prosecute repeat offenders or subjects who steal merchandise more than $25 in value in order to decrease strain on the local police force while targeting individuals that account for the largest portion of retail profit loss due to shoplifting. However, any shoplifter who has taken $25 or less in merchandise should have his or her identification information recorded in order to check for possible repeat offenses in the future. We also believe that an employee should only approach a subject after observing the full shoplifting process detailed previously in order to avoid a false accusation and precipitating possible conflict which could or even risk litigation by the accused individual. Similarly, when dealing with a suspected shoplifter, the employee shouldn't use force or their hands on the subject to avoid a possible battery charge, and while speaking to the suspected shoplifter, the employee should speak at a normal volume in order to avoid agitating other customers and to avoid possible slander charges. We also recommend that if the suspected shoplifter flees, the employee should not chase after him as the situation has already escalated to a level that puts other customers at risk, and if the employee were to run after the offender, he or she would risk becoming involved in a situation that would compromise the image of the company if another customer ended up being hurt from the chase.